Hey everyone, it's Pastor Phil Janish and welcome to our Sunday preparation meditation. Today I wanted to share something with you from our second lesson, which will serve as the basis of our sermon this coming Sunday. And I wanted to share this with you because I didn't think I could quite squeeze this little tidbit into the sermon. So our second lesson for this Sunday comes from the book of 1 Thessalonians. So the Apostle Paul, on his second missionary journey, went to the city of Thessalonica and he started a church there. And things went well for Paul. It says in Acts chapter 17 that many of the Jewish people believed the message of Jesus, and also some God-fearing Greek people believed the message of Jesus. But then the Apostle Paul got run out of town. Some of the Jewish people who opposed his message stirred up a crowd, started a riot, and so Paul kind of had to flee Thessalonica. And so he went on his missionary journey, but he tells us in the book of 1 Thessalonians that he greatly desired to go back. He tells the Thessalonians over and over again, I love you guys. I wanted to come back so I could keep teaching you. But he says something interesting in 1 Thessalonians. He says, but Satan prevented it. So Satan worked in the hearts of the people to persecute Paul so that he couldn't come back. And so because he couldn't come back in person, the Apostle Paul wrote this letter to continue instructing the Christians in the city of Thessalonica. Now, Satan probably thought he had pulled a fast one. Right? He probably thought he had won. I drove Paul out of town. Now he can't continue teaching these people. But God turned that supposed victory on its head. You see, Paul ministered to the Thessalonians by writing this letter. And because he ministered in this way, because we have this letter that Paul wrote, Paul has ministered to millions of people. Paul probably thought badly, like, I can't go back and encourage these Christians, this church that I had started. But he did so much more work and advanced the gospel so much further by writing this letter than he ever could have done by visiting them in person. And it just kind of goes to show that God always turns Satan's victories into defeats. Lots of times in life, it may seem like things aren't going so well, that, that evil is prevailing. But this little thing that we get to see from hindsight shows us, no, God is in control, and he flips Satan's victories on their heads and turns them into defeats for Satan and victories for him. He did it in the case of the Thessalonians, and now Paul gets to minister to us 2,000 years later. And like I said, Paul, through this letter, has ministered to millions of Christians throughout the ages. So that's just a little fact we can kind of enjoy and take encouragement from, that even if it seems like things are going badly and that Satan may be winning or evil may be prevailing, no, actually God is the one who ultimately prevails. Satan can't pull a fast one on God. So I look forward to looking a little bit more at the book of 1 Thessalonians with you in church this Sunday. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.